Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Gemma. You are watching my Mounjaro journey, and welcome to week 21. That is 5 months complete of being on Mounjaro, and come and find out how I did. Sorry, distracted because the window cleaners just turned up. Nice timing. Hi. I have a story, but I will give you my stats first, and if you're then someone who is not interested in anything to do with periods, that'll do really, then you can turn off. So I'll get the basics done and then I'll give you my story. So I began my journey on the 11th of April 2025 at 19 stone 11.4 pounds. That is 277.4 pounds with a BMI of 49.1. Today, the 5th of September 2025, week 21, I am at 16 stone 6.4 pounds. That's 230.4 pounds. My BMI is 40.8. I am so close to getting out of the 40s. So this week I have lost 4 pounds, which is huge for me, extremely unusual. So I am at a total loss of 47 pounds. And I've gone down 5 dress sizes, I have now discovered. That's crazy. So very, very happy. For those of you leaving now, because you don't want to hear about the other stuff, thank you very much for following. I really appreciate every single one of you, and see you next week for the next update. Thank you, bye. Right, so as you know, there was a bit of an issue. I am going to go into detail, so if you genuinely don't want to hear about bleeding, periods, anything to do with that, you need to leave. Please believe me. Have you gone as well? Yes, good. Okay. So let's put the book away because it's just distracting me. As you know, I had problems. Have problems. I am PCOS. I am suspected endometriosis. Blah, blah, blah. Since I started Mounjaro, please, if you're new to Mounjaro, if you're thinking about it, please don't be scared by this, because I have never heard of it happening to anyone else. Please don't use this as medical advice. This is just my experience. Do your own research and find things out. Do not think this is going to happen to you, please. Since I started Mounjaro, I have had, so I'm on they call it a hormonal pill. I can't remember what it's called. Desogestrel. There you go. And so it stops my periods, because I've always had very heavy periods, very bad period pains, blah, blah, blah. So I've always been on that. Mostly to stop the periods. When I was single, not so much as contraception, because who wanted a fatty like me? No one. That's the answer to that, by the way. Nobody wanted me. Except my husband. Yeah, that's a story for another day anyway. That would be a cool backstory to give you. So since I started in April, I have been having periods, but not proper periods. They've never been heavy enough to have to, tampon, pad or anything. It's just been there when you wipe, just an inconvenience really. But very bad pains where I believe my ovaries are. Never in the middle, always off to the sides where I believe my ovaries are. So it started, it was like 3-4 days, and it was just brown, disgusting, looked like Marmite, tacky, sticky, gross. It never fully turned into a period, and it would be just a few days each month. Yeah, I think so, yeah. And then it's gotten a bit worse and a bit worse. and it seems to be the higher dose I go, the worse it's getting. So as you know, if you're following me, I am microdosing the 10 milligrams to just 45 clicks to get 7.5 milligrams. So it's a more concentrated dose in less water. I don't know if it makes a difference. Please, again, don't think I know anything about anything, because I don't. I am just going by what I think, because no one will give me a sensible answer. And again, it's undocumented because I haven't seen it happen to anyone else. I will be reporting this as a symptom, by the way, so don't think I'm just going to suffer with it. I want them to know that it's potentially something that could happen. So for the last, when did I start complaining about bleeding? It's been two weeks. Oh my God. I think it's 2 weeks. No, it feels like much longer. It could be 3. I have to look back at my past videos and see when I first started moaning about it. Anyway, it's been non-stop. It's been, you know, a tampon is full in 2 hours, and there are clots the size of my finger that are working their way out around the tampon. So they're just coming out whenever they feel like it. So I haven't been able to go anywhere because I've needed to be near a toilet, not a public one, because I don't want to look like I've just Freddy Kruegered someone in a public toilet. So I've been stuck at home, practically bedridden, because every time I used my stomach muscles, even to sit up, one would come out, and they're just too big to be convenient. Nothing's convenient about that. Comfortable, acceptable. So I let it go for the first week. I thought, well, clearly my body's just eating everything out. Fine. Then it went on even longer, and it's got to be 3 weeks. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to stop trying to work it out. And excuse me a minute. Actually, I'm going to shut the window because I really don't want my window cleaner to hear what I'm talking about. Oh, that was tougher than it needed to be. Sorry. Oh, wingos. They are getting so much bigger. Look at this now. I can't believe I forgot my wingos. Oh, wise Mounjaro. Hi if you're watching. But I mean, hi if you're watching. But there's your wingos. I'm so sorry if you already tuned out before this bit. Damn it. Sorry, I forgot. They must be in my intro. But then some people will probably be grossed out by it, won't they? I just think it's incredible that all that has gone. Anyway. Anywho. So, yes, I don't know how long it's been, blah, blah, blah. So, last Friday, the day I did my rush because everything was happening, it was happening. So I had my dad over because my mum had a hospital appointment, and they brought the dog and blah, 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 and my son was here, and it was all craziness. And I had decided that enough was enough. So I called 111, and wow, I'm now finally getting to the story after probably 4 minutes of waffling. Blimey, gonna waffle again now. I explained everything, and they pretty much told me, you need to make contact with the services within 2 hours. So suddenly this is urgent, and oh God, what's happening? So they booked me an urgent treatment, urgent care centre, yeah, which is the same place as A&E. I don't know why they don't just say it's a department off of A&E, but whatever. So poor hubby had to rush out of work. Poor Alex had to be dumped off at the in-laws because we had to rush off to hospital. I had to do a night, a bag. Oh my God, my words have just gone. Night bag, I don't know. Anyway, a bag of stuff if I had to stay overnight. This is part of my chronic fatigue, by the way, where words just go. I really can't think of what it's called now. Night bag, stay over bag. I don't know. So I had to make up a bag and take a load of stuff with me, and we just didn't know what was going to happen. So we threw Alex out at the in-laws on the way to the hospital, and there was traffic and we were late, and it was just so much drama. And they said on 111, take out the tampon, use a pad so they can see how much you're bleeding. Anyway, long story short, they didn't even check me. They didn't examine me. They didn't check the pad. All she did was pee in a cup for a pregnancy test, which was negative, just so you know. I am 42, so I'd be quite happy about that. She just asked questions, and then I went home, and that was it. And I felt like, what was the point in that? To panic us into, oh my God, I must get to hospital. But it turned out, because I mentioned a pain in my elbow, they took it as potential heart attack. I said elbow. I said elbow. I'm not an idiot. I know the difference between my shoulder. So yeah, they saw it as heart problems. But she didn't even tell me that there at urgent care. She did check my pulse, and it was like 128 over 67 or something. So, you know, pretty decent. But that's all she did, really. So that's not true. So I've explained before that I've been on mefenamic acid. Is that the stuff I was just on? Medroxyprogesterone. There you go. And that would always stop. I've been having this weird bleeding since 2021. Sometimes it would be bad enough to act as a period, but because I shouldn't have anything, it got me scared every time. So it would happen maybe twice a year. It would always be New Year and August. No idea why. So it would always ruin New Year, and it would ruin Alex's summer holidays, because I couldn't go anywhere for a week. It was that bad. But no clots, not like this. Yes, there were clots, sorry, but not this big. So that's you know, it has been happening since 2021, but then I would take the medroxyprogesterone, it would stop it. That was great. This time it was not stopping it, which is what prompted me to call 111, because nothing would stop this giant, not that big, obviously, I'm exaggerating, it was that big, clot from falling out of me 4 times a day and rivers of blood. It just wasn't right. Anyway, so yeah, I went there and explained everything to her, and to be honest, and I said this to her as well, I would take a hysterectomy now. I've had enough. I can't take all the pain. It is such a sharp pain in both sides, again, where I assume my ovaries are. And then 8 to 12 hours later, the river opens. The floodgates open. That would have been better. I wish I could edit. Anyway. I always know that from that pain, and funnily enough, I've just had the pain about 20 minutes ago, so I'm worried it's going to come again. But anyway, so she gave me tranexamic acid. Well, she didn't give it to me. I had to go around the entire bloody town trying to find anywhere that had it. Anywho, so that was that, and it's 2 a day, three times a day for 4 days, 2, 3, 4. You cannot take it for longer than 4 days. So obviously it's quite a strong, potent tablet, medication, whatever. They're the size of a friggin' horse tranquilizer, so that was fun. And it seems to have stopped it. Well, not stopped it, sorry, it's not stopped it. Everything has gone, but I'm now back to the brown, tacky, Marmite stuff. Ugh. Which I am incredibly grateful for. But as I say, about 20-25 minutes ago, let's say half an hour, I started getting this pain, and I can still feel it now. So it's on the left side, and it's very sharp. So if I tonight, what time are we now? 12 o'clock. If I start bleeding tonight, I'm going to be really upset, because there's nothing I can do to stop it, because obviously tranexamic acid is only for 4 days. It's done. She said, right, sorry, cutting out half a story. So that was that. I came home, I took tranexamic acid, everything's now much better. Not perfect, it's much better. And that's where we are now. but I still had my GP's phone call booked for Monday. So she called. Monday was our anniversary. I got burnt to shit at Heathrow. You can still kind of see it. My nose is wrecked, and mostly this side of my face, not that side. But I got burnt in places that have never been burnt before, because obviously it's always been fat. Now, I mean, I've got décolletage, darling, clavicle. It's crazy. Stuff I've not seen, well, ever in my adult life, I don't think. Anyway, yay. So I had the phone call, and she has always been, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, I feel like she's fat phobic. She will never help me with anything. She would just say, and yes, I've had other GPs. There are only two female GPs that I ever seem to get. No one else ever comes up. I'll take a man, to be honest. You know what I mean. I don't like that. Stop it. And all they say is, oh, well, looking at your weight, obviously your size could have an effect on this, that, anything that's wrong with me. Oh, it's your size, blah, blah, blah. Especially with the bleeding, obviously, because you do have irregular bleeding at my size. But this time, she was a bit more, oh, and I'm constantly recommending the Mirena coil. That will stop your bleeding. No, it won't. It will give you periods for at least 6 months. I've done my research. Clearly you haven't. Anyway, she has a tendency to lie to me. She originally told me back in April, when we first discussed this bleeding starting, that if I want a gynae appointment, it's going to be 2 years. So I went and I had the internal and external ultrasounds, and that got, vision was obstructed but seemed unremarkable. So again, because of my size, they can't see shit, basically. Obviously now I weigh 3 stone less, so I do wonder how it would be today. But anyway, either way, nothing was enlarged, inflamed or anything, so we're calling it normal. And that was obviously back in April. Now, when I spoke to her in April, she said, well, there's nothing I can do until you've had an ultrasound. So I went, fine, give me the damn ultrasound again. She fights me all the way, Sorry, I'm really distracted by the window cleaner. It's just so noisy. I am like a magpie. Oh, shiny. So I spoke to her on Monday, that's it. And she seemed to be much more, Mounjaro came up. And the fact that I've lost over 3 stone, and then it was £43. Yeah, it was £43 at the time. So I've lost 3 stone. Oh, so it's doing really well for you then? Yeah, it is. So she also thinks that Mounjaro is causing my hormonal imbalance. Yeah, I did struggle with that, sorry. And that could be why this bleeding's happening. Well, first of all, this started in 2021. Yes, nowhere near as regular as now, but it started 4 years ago. It started 4 years ago. You can't blame Mounjaro. It didn't even exist then. So obviously it's having an effect, but it's not the cause of it. So I won't sit and be bullshit anymore. I just can't. I've lost my patience for their fobbing me off. Now, I will speak to them with all due respect. I will not tell them that they're lying to my face. I will not call them any names or anything, because obviously they're doing their best, allegedly. I don't know, anyway. So I told her that obviously I'd spoken to 111. I'd gone to urgent care. The GP at urgent care had obviously given me tranexamic acid. Yes, it seems to have worked, but it's not stopped. It is still happening because it was. And yes, it was better, but it was still happening. And that she had also recommended in urgent care that I get my gynae referral, be it letter or a referral for an appointment. Letter would be a much quicker response, because then they can reply with, we think you should try this, that and everything else, or fine, we will refer her for an appointment because she needs to be seen. Either way, I'd have heard something much quicker. So I said to her, you know, the GP at urgent care pretty much said there's no other possible way around this apart from gynae looking at me. And she went, oh, okay, well, I'll put the referral through to gynae then. And I was like, pardon? For the last 4 months, you've been fighting me. Every time I speak to you, oh, well, you need the Mirena coil. Have you thought about it? Why don't you want the Mirena coil? Mirena. It's like they're getting a backhander. Every time they recommend a Mirena, they get a Christmas bonus or something, you know? Every time they get a Mirena. I just don't want a piece of plastic filled with hormones inside my body when I've got enough crap going on that I can't identify. So she said, okay, I'll put the referral through. I was like, what? No fighting me. No, she did recommend the coil, and me and hubby got a little bit because again the coil came up, and it's just like, please, well, I see we've talked about Mirena. Are you still not interested? No, I'm not. I'm really not. Please just move on. But this time she didn't question, oh, why not? Well, it can do this, it can do that. You know, do some research, but didn't push it at all. She just went, okay, still not interested. Correct. Okay, moved on. I was like, so it does feel to me that now I'm of a more reasonable weight. She's willing to hear me, which is really upsetting because it shouldn't be that way. You should understand that my weight gain was because of all this hormonal whatever the flibbity-jibbity's going on, and try and help me and not assume that I'm eating 4,000 calories a day. And because I was never eating more than probably over 1,500 calories a day, because I'd had the gastric sleeve, where they take out the bulbous part of your stomach. So I literally had a banana for a stomach and then went straight down. And, you know, I lost 5 stone with that. It was great. But I put 3 or 4 back on again within 6 months. Drink when I yawn. Take a shot. There you go. Drinking game. That's my first yawn. I got moaned at for yawning and sniffing a lot. By someone. That upset me a bit. I can't help it. Anyway, so now I am at waiting for my gynae referral. She also told me, this is the non-helpful GP, that I haven't named names, but if you do happen to watch this and you're unhappy with the way I'm talking about you, please call me and I will discuss my feelings in person as well. I'm not gonna shame you here. There's a window cleaner. I'm not gonna shame you here and then not talk to you in person about it. Seriously? See what I mean? Noisy fucker. Anyway. So, see? Is that distracting? Oh, he's gone silent. What's he doing? There you go. She did tell me to, if I'm still bleeding by next Monday, which is now only 3 days away, because obviously it was a week ago, to book an appointment to see her, not on the phone, but to go in and see her. So now I'm obviously I've got another 3 days to go yet, but I'm unsure what I want to do. I'm going to have to, oh, here we go. I'm going to have to see how it goes over the weekend and then go with how it is by Monday. There is no other option because I'm not going to, you know, call and book an appointment now when it does seem to be improving. So now I just wait and see what gynae come up with. So yeah, I never finished that. So originally she told me gynae was going to be a 2-year wait, just to get me off of that trail, basically. Is how I feel anyway, to shut me up. And, oh, I don't want gynae, I don't want to wait that long. I'll just take the coil, kind of thing. So when I spoke to her on Monday, she did say, I will warn you, it is about a year wait. And I thought, yeah, of course it is. It hasn't magically gone down a whole year in 3 months. Don't give me that. So she was clearly trying to put me off of that then. But now she's kind of forced to tell the truth. So I just feel really let down. I really do. Because this could have been 4 years ago. They could have done this. But all they did was try and push the coil and tell me to lose weight. We're just never listened to. We're never heard. There is not enough research done on the female body. And I don't think there ever will be. But hey, what can I do? So that's the end of my waffle, I think. The result is now I am just waiting for a gynae appointment, and currently I am discharging my Marmite out of my vajayjay, pretty much. That's gross. Well, I will never look at Marmite the same again. Sorry. Too much. Shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, that's my story. And thank you so much for listening, and any comments and anything, just, I'm really grateful. You guys are brilliant. You always have been since day one. I started this thinking no one would ever care. There are so many people out there documenting their journeys that no one would want to hear this, but I guess I've got a unique set of symptoms and illnesses that make it particularly difficult, and I don't know. Also, how are you all managing with the price increase? Has it increased for you? If so, by how much each month? Or obviously if you're not in the UK, each week. Yeah, because you have individual pens elsewhere, don't you? We have the quick pen, which does 4 doses in 1 pen. Yeah, so how are you all managing the price increase? I use Pharmacy to You, and they are out of stock of everything above 5 milligrams, but they have refused. That was a big one. They have refused to increase their price for now. Don't know how long that's going to last, but they're currently $179.99 for 5 milligrams. As I say, everything else is out of stock, so there's a chance I may have to drop down to 5 milligrams if they don't get the stock back. But we're gonna have to wait and see. So last one I bought was before the price increase, and yesterday was the first dose of it. So I'm still running on the 100 and I think it was $189.99 for 10 milligrams, but I'm still running on that one anyway. So, you know, in 2-3 weeks time I'll be having to buy my next one, because I get 5 doses out of it now, because I'm only using 7.5 out of a 10, and they send 5 needles with it, so that's really useful. Yeah, so I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. So yeah, thank you all very much for sticking with me. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry about the waffle, but I feel like I need to explain to you guys what occurred, because you're my family and I love you. Thank you so much. You really do mean a lot to me, every single one of you. It's just great to know that I can talk to so many people each week and potentially make a difference. Please remember, everything I've said is my experience. Nothing is medical, nothing is... I speak to you not as a GP or any medical expert. So please don't ever go, oh, that happened to her, so it's going to happen to me, or I'm not. Just don't. It's my experience. So you go with your research. You must talk to a healthcare provider before you get this. Don't do what other people are doing, which is getting it on the black market from God knows who, because you don't know what's mixed in with it. Just please do it the right way. Or go to Wegovy, Ozempic, whatever. That didn't work for me. So I lost 7 pounds and then that was it. So, you know, if you can't afford Mounjaro anymore, try Ozempic. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, that means it's time to go. Try Ozempic, see how you do, but, you know, we're all here. So if you want to talk about anything, message, comment, and yeah, we're all here. We'll help you through it. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. And 47 pounds. Is it 47? No, I feel like it's 44. 47 pounds. It's craziness. I would also like to, she's going to kill me, but a special thank you to my bestie, Crofty. I love you so much. She sent me a box full of clothes and I can't believe it fits me. And I feel really good in it. They're size 24 and I used to be in 30 to 32s. I would buy from Simply Be and Yours Clothing, and it would be 28 to 30 from one shop and the other one would be 30 to 32, because they do, so 26 to 28, 30 to 32, not the in-betweeny, but they'd overlap each other. And you know, some of my clothes were 30 to 32 and now they're just, you know, the t-shirts are like this. It's just, it's craziness. So she sent me some absolutely gorgeous clothes. Thank you. I love you. Yeah, and I'm an incredibly grateful person right now in many ways. So the bleeding's calmed down. I've got lovely clothes. We had a lovely anniversary. Oh my God, the Naked Gun movie. We went to see it at our new cinema in ultra luxe seats, full reclining. Jesus. It's luxury. It's a view cinema. There's like a third of the seats in it. It was, oh, here we go. It's been UCI, Cineworld. I think the last one was Cineworld, actually. It's been all sorts of different cinemas, but View have just taken over and finally opened. Well, they took over in January, but they only just opened 2 weeks ago. It's incredible. It was an experience, and the movie was brilliant. It really was. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just an incredibly grateful person right now. I'm just extremely tired and a bit tired. And it just all feels a bit surreal, you know? I feel like it's almost a dream. Like I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be that almost 20 stone. But I've still got such a long way to go. And I feel like I've come so far, but I've still got like, what am I, 230? So I've still got 110 pounds to lose. And I've only lost 47. So I'm almost a third of my way through my journey in 5 months. But I don't feel it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure you guys know how I feel. What I'm trying to say, I don't know. I just waffling again at the end of the video. I can't ever just say goodbye, can I? Bye. Click. I'm joking. Right. Thank you. I love you all. Please keep sending in your comments and stuff and let me know like your Mounjaro price now, how it compares in the UK. Obviously, everyone else is probably the same. How it is now to how it was, and can you still afford it, or are you changing to Ozempic? Please also note, my GP told me if I change to Ozempic, I can get it on the NHS. So I qualify for it for the price of a prescription, which is what, £10-ish now. So if you are considering switching, or if you're struggling with the new Mounjaro price, please do ask your GP if Ozempic would be right for you, and if so, can you get it on an NHS prescription? Because yeah, that was huge news to me, and that would save me £200 a month. But it doesn't work for me. I used to use the tablet semaglutide, and like I said, I lost £7 and that was the end of it. So bit disappointing. Anyway, yeah, so something to consider. Speak to your GP. Do not make this decision alone. In fact, they probably won't let you. They'll probably say you want to switch, you need to talk to the online doctor or something. Just please don't do anything stupid. Please. Just be careful. And I love you all so much, and I appreciate you more than you could ever know. Thank you, and see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Look after yourselves and each other and all that crap. And I love you. I really do. I'm so grateful. And I will see you in a week. Be good. Drink your water. That's my rule for today, this week. Drink your water. Thank you. I will see you all in a week. Take care.